Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Annie would like to introduce you to John Kelvin. And this could turn into another series. At the time of recording this, our man is talking to 3 of my girls. I think there are going to be 2 episodes with Annie, followed by possibly 1 episode with Celia, but I'm not sure about that. But he's also talking to Layla. I've reinvented Layla as an 85-year-old lady, and Layla, of course, has a daughter-in-law, Lola. You all know Lola. She was the one that was the daughter-in-law in Mike Burr Thomas, and she's also Blue Lady Romance Scams. Hi, Annie, he said. Hi. I'm good. And you? He asked. Me too, thanks. How has your day been? It was okay. I was working this morning, but I was home by 2 p.m, so I've had time to do some cleaning. How's yours been? Have been working too. I'm on break at the moment. What's the nature of your work? I work on the checkouts in the supermarket. What do you do? I'm a freelance land surveyor and electrical engineer. I hope you enjoyed what you do. Goodness, aren't those 2 things very different? The supermarket's okay, it's a job. It's pretty difficult, he said. I have workers that normally work for me too. I'm the employer and I control and coordinate them so they can always get job done properly. I have no idea why you said that. Aren't being a land surveyor and being an electrical engineer totally different things, with different training, different skills? I do hope you aren't one of those men who likes putting random words together in the hope I might think it's a sentence and it means something. You're actually right. I'm not one of them, he assured Annie. My major is land surveyor. My late father taught me electrical installations. Do you have any knowledge about being a land surveyor? Not really, said Annie. What does a land surveyor do? As in, I'm asking you to tell me, please, not Google. That makes you an unqualified electrician, not an electrical engineer, she said, in reply to him saying that his father taught him electrical installations. I'm responsible for developing GPS technologies, planning out a construction project, and establishing property lines before surveying lands. It could be land measurement and other buildings. Once this process is being carried out, my workers will fix the electrical installation on the buildings. Don't talk random rubbish, said Annie. You already agreed you don't do that. If you're planning a construction project, then no one can be fixing electrical installation on buildings that don't even exist. Or have you mastered the art of time travel? If you're going to give yourself a fancy occupation, at least try something that has even a little bit of sense. You're so funny, he said. I'm being sincere with you. If you were in my field, you'd understand better. Yes, she would, pal. She'd understand a lot better than you do. He tried calling her. Clearly you aren't being sincere, said Annie, and if you were in your field, then you'd be able to explain how your workers will fix electrical installation on the buildings after you've developed GPS technologies, planned a construction project, or surveyed lands. You do know what surveying lands means, or what establishing property lines means. If you do, please A, explain them, and B, explain how you fix electrical installation on the non-existent buildings. If you can't or won't, then I'll know that not only are you not being sincere, you're lying to me. Hi! Me being a land surveyor, make use of theodolites and other equipments in planning out a construction project by surveying lands, be it private or public sector. Yeah, I know that. If you're planning a construction project and there are no buildings, how can you also fix electrical installations at the same time? I'd love to see a photo of you using a theodolite. Wouldn't we all, Annie? Private lands, which could be owned or administered by private organisations, and public lands, which could be owned and administered by governments. Stop copying and pasting irrelevant rubbish, said Annie. No, I'm not doing that. You'll not just understand me at all. Oh, just paste the question again, since you obviously didn't even read it. Annie replied to him saying, no, I'm not doing that. She said, because you haven't yet typed a single thing that makes sense. Let's make this simple, shall we? You're a surveyor. You use a theodolite to plan construction projects, yes or no? You can say, yes, I survey vacant land, or no, I don't do surveying. I read it, and it's just all about me, said our man, trying to wriggle out of it. Other workers will install electrical installations once I'm done surveying, and a building will be constructed then on the survey land. I'm just trying to tell you my own particular area of specialisation. How on earth can other workers install electrical installations before the building's constructed? To which our man helpfully replied, I also use tractors and other equipments. That's irrelevant, said Annie. How on earth can other workers install electrical installations before the building's constructed? Do I need to repeat that, or can you read well enough to read it just once? It's after the land has been surveyed and building is done. I see I do need to type it again. How on earth can other workers install electrical installations before the building's constructed? You're the one who doesn't understand how it works, he said. How on earth can other workers install electrical installations before the building's constructed? I won't ask again. If you can't give me a proper, sensible answer, that man finally conceded it's not before, it's after. Bloody hell, said Annie. How many times did I have to ask? I want an answer, please. How many times did I ask? I've answered you. You know nothing about this, and I'm trying to educate you. And when you've added it up, you'll know how many times now you have to ask me any question before I give you a proper answer. No, you aren't, she said, in reply to him saying he was trying to educate her. You've given me multiple stupid, idiotic, irrelevant answers in an attempt to avoid answering. I will now do the same. Will you try and listen and try to understand? If you ever type anything sensible and meaningful, and not irrelevant, childish rubbish, choose your next answer carefully. Sensible, mature, educated adult, or irrelevant, childish rubbish. Think carefully before answering. OK, I'm a land surveyor engineer. I work for government, private and public organisations. I've made it simple. Don't be rude, said Annie. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. We should think so. So what was all that rubbish about being an electrical engineer? Made up because you thought it sounded impressive? Yes, he said. Exactly. So all that rudeness telling me that I had to understand, when all the time you were typing irrelevant, ridiculous rubbish because you had no idea what you're talking about. That's rude, disrespectful and childish. I wanted to add other workers too, just to make it more impressive and more understandable. Now give me a very good reason why I should continue talking to someone that has lied to me, been extremely rude, arrogant and childish, and acted like a prize idiot. And in reply to him saying he wanted to add other workers to make it more impressive and more understandable, and he said, since you had absolutely no idea at all what you were talking about, you couldn't have made it less understandable if you'd tried. So from now on, I will type random answers. You'll have to work out which ones are sensible and real, and which are ridiculous, made-up rubbish. I'm sorry, dear. I didn't acted rude. I was just trying to make you understand that I'm not the only one working, that I also have other workers who are also specialise in different field. Please forgive. I will never be rude to someone I want to get to know. I'm being real and honest with you from the outset. I've never lied. Well, you were rude, arrogant, childish and an idiot, and I don't accept any apology that comes with a fake explanation. I can't be rude to you, and I will never be rude. Even you know that isn't true. You admitted you lied. You lied about being an electrical engineer. And if you continue lying, I don't want anything more to do with you, so choose your next answer very, very carefully. No! I wanted to put everything in one sentence. I'm so sorry, Annie. OK, you've chosen to continue lying. Goodbye. OK, I admit it, and I won't lie again. Please, sweetheart. I hope not, we'll see. I'll always make you happy. Please forgive me. I admitted I was being arrogant also. I'm so sorry. However, I'll still be writing random answers, and you'll still have to work out which are genuine and which are stupid, irrelevant answers, because then you'll see how idiotic, childish and arrogant you were being. Not until you prove it won't happen again, she said, in reply to him saying, please forgive me. Yes, it won't happen again. Time will tell. I care about you, and I want to get to know you. I wouldn't have texted you. Well, you have a strange way of showing it so far. Are you working on a surveying project right now? Have you even told me where you are? No, he said. I live in New York. I've also worked around other states, but I'm not currently on a project right now. Where do you live? I live in Shaftesbury in Dorset. It was the middle of the night we're here when you tried to call me. I'm sorry, Annie, and I hope I didn't disturb you. Can you tell me about yourself? You have a lovely smile. OK, remember, you have to work out what's ridiculous, childish rubbish and which bits might be real. What do you want to know? That I'm a supermarket checkout worker and an Olympic show jumper. I was born in 1937 and I'm 55 years old. I'm sorry about that, Annie. You know, right when a man cares about a woman, he tends to behave childish at times, but not every time. Sounds good. If you were born in 1937, you should be 86 years. Are you trying to do what I did? Please don't do this to me. I really want you to be honest, sincere, and transparent with me. I wanted the same from you. I'll always be. Let's just forget about the past. Please tell me your real age, Annie. I'm 55. OK, I'm 60. And what's your month? I'm December 14th. My birthday's in April. Oh, sounds good. How was your day? Hope it was productive. I was at work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then I spent far too long trying to get a sensible answer from you, whilst having to read all your bullshit and drivel. Would you call that productive? And now I have to do some ironing. How was yours? I'm sorry about that. I'm happy we've settled it now, and it won't repeat itself again. I assure you this, Annie. My day has been kind of hectic. I've been working. I'm going to get home by 6 p.m. What have you eaten today? Are you sure about that? She said, in reply to him saying, my day's been kind of a hectic. What have you been doing? Yes, he said, what have you been doing? I've been working with my workers. I'm on break right now. What would you really like to know about me? I'm a very open-minded person. I would have been interested in your work, where you trained, where you've worked, etc. But I know I get a load of ridiculous bullshit for an answer. How long have you been freelance? Who did you work for before that? And to prove that she was right, our man replied, it's a gradual process. My work has taken me to over 22 countries of the world, ranging from Asia, Middle East, Europe, Oceania, and Africa. Because there's always big surveying work to do overseas, I'm self-employed presently, planning to retire on the fieldwork soon. I shall quit fieldworks and continue my works from my home office while my men do the field ops. I think I really have gotten to this height because I embraced work for so long. Tell me about some of your big surveying jobs. I've hardly travelled at all. My ex never wanted to go anywhere. Surveying jobs can always be tactical and brainstorming because it involves the use of a map to show relative position of different features on the Earth's surface. I've worked for governments, public and private companies. I love my work because it's really complimented me and brought me goodwill. I don't just want to settle for less. I have a dream, and I hope I can find an honest, faithful woman to share this with. I was hoping you'd tell me about some of your jobs, you know, where they were, what you were surveying, etc. Why is it so hard to get you to tell me anything sensible? I've never heard using a map being described as tactical and brainstorming. It was how we all got around before sat-nav. I'm telling you, Annie, please be patient with me. I have surveyed I have Ireland, all over North America, Barbados, Mexico, Egypt, Spain, Netherlands and Australia. I was the one who surveyed California Department of Public Health last few years. What else do you want to know? I'm a very transparent and open-minded man. Just be calm with me, please. What did you survey in Ireland? Oil and gas company in Ireland. What are you doing? You're not online. Are you busy? I don't understand what you mean. How can you survey an oil and gas company? I surveyed the land before they built the company on it. Surveying is the first process whenever you want to build a company or anything on the land. I think I'm educating you about what surveying really involves. You sound so very inquisitive, and I'm really attracted to it. If only, said Annie, in reply to him saying he thought he was educating her about surveying. I'm having to ask you dozens of times before you type anything sensible. I'm educating you on how to answer a simple question. Next, we'll work on how to answer a question first time. That'll be a novelty. Thanks, Annie. It's just 4:55 a.m. here. I really appreciate you, and this made me feel more connected to you. How was your night? I'm really trying. It's a different way of living here in United States. I'm just getting used to you, and it makes me more comfortable. Oh, you mean in the US people start by typing meaningless drivel and continue until they're asked a question several times? I don't believe you. It's not meaningless. You don't just understand my point at the inception. I was trying to talk about other professions too. I'm so sorry if it sounds meaningless to you. I'm willing to make things work with you. We should always believe ourselves. I'm literally just getting used to you, Annie. I was trying to be transparent with you. Stop trying to make pathetic excuses. You were typing meaningless drivel and you know it. If you were doing it to try to impress me, you failed and you lied. So I couldn't possibly understand my point at the inception because half of it was blatant lies. No, you weren't, she said, in reply to him saying he was trying to be transparent. You were telling lies to try to impress me. I'm sorry. I really want to make things work with you. I have no intention of believing your bullshit unless you tell me something believable. I know. Let's start again. I want to impress you, but I'm not telling lies. Yes, we can always start again. Good idea. Tell me properly, in real sensible meaningful English with no lies, what you do, please. I'll start you off, 'cause I told you what I did, in sensible English with no meaningless drivel to impress you. I'm a supermarket worker. I'm a land survey engineer, he said. Awesome, at last. What are you currently working on? You're so sweet, Annie. I want to get more acquainted with you. That doesn't answer my question. I know we've agreed you're in the US, so I'm going to have to ask you everything more than once, because, and she quoted where he said, it's a different way of living here in the United States. But I live in the UK, and repeating myself is getting very tedious and very boring. What are you currently working on? I know. In future, I'll just type every question twice, then you can answer it first time without typing a pile of irrelevant rubbish first. To which our man replied, we live a very simple life here, and always trying to make an end means. Meaningless drivel, said Annie. Are you really going to make me ask you 3 times? Are you saying you're so simple-brained that I have to ask everything 3 times? So we'll make it 3 times. What are you currently working on? I'm currently working on a land in New York. And remember, just a few days ago, he said he wasn't working on anything. I have a complex brain, he said. Your questions are not just straight. The land belongs to the state in New York. That was a very simple question. I'm sure even your complex brain can understand. But I'll type everything 3 times from now on to give your complex brain a chance to read and comprehend it. What kind of building are you surveying the land for? She said 3 times. And in case that's too difficult for your complex brain, what are the state of New York planning to build? She said that 3 times. You are so tedious to talk to, she added underneath. Hi, Annie. Oh, sorry, I wasn't online. It's a residential estate. I hope you're having a good day. It's better when I don't have to ask you everything 3 times. Yes, we're just getting to know more about ourselves, and I'm open to this process. What about you? Only if I don't have to continue asking you everything more than once, because I'm definitely getting to know you. Yes, I feel there's a reason our paths connected in life. I hope your day has not been so stressful. There'd be a lot less stressful if I didn't have to ask you everything multiple times, and you wanted to have a proper conversation instead of asking stupid, childish questions. You won't, Annie. Let's just take a step at a time. Can you tell me about your past relationship? We divorced 6 years ago. He was a 2-timing bastard. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did you divorce? What happened between you? I'm better off without him, she continued. Did he cheated on you? What do you think he did? He was a 2-timing bastard. Which bit don't you understand? He must have really hurt your feeling for you to have called him a bastard. What do you think? He probably cheated on you and hurt your feeling, I think. Or some powers of deduction, Sherlock, said Annie. Have never cheated on your late wife, he said. We were both happily married for 25 years. Unfortunately, she died of cancer some couple of years ago. I don't have a late wife that you could have cheated on, she said. Do you still believe in true love? Why are you ignoring me? He said 2 hours later. What's going through your mind? What's going through my mind is that I have a house to run, children to talk to, shopping to do, cooking to do, and unlike you, I don't spend my entire life glued to my device and whinge and moan like a toddler if I don't get an immediate answer. Sounds good. I just got back from work. What are your hobbies? Can you tell me about your parents? Absolute giveaway that you're talking to a young scammer and not a mature adult. I'm 6 foot tall, hazel eyes with dark brown hair. I presently live in Little Valley, New York, but I'm not worried about the distance as I'm able to get around easily, so I hope that doesn't bother you too. I do not smoke and I only drink occasionally. I like natural sweet red wine. I was born and raised a Christian. I was born to a loving couple home. Oh, that makes a change. What about you? My parents? How old are you? Said Annie. Only kids ask each other about their parents. And in reply to him asking what were her hobbies, underwater yogic chairlifting and alternative arrhythmic stitching. I have no idea what all that stuff about distance means. I meant, hope you're bothered about the distance between us. I'm 60 years old. I love old classic books from Charles Dickens and Alexandre Dumas, like Great Expectations, Tale of Two Cities, The Count of Monte Cristo, Nicholas Nickleby. I love romance and tragedies. That goes for movies too. About Time, Cyrano, Pride and Prejudice. I love a good nature documentary too, and anything historical. Gotta hand it to him, that's a completely different list. We haven't seen that one before. I love sports. I do fitness, go to the gym. I like reading, shopping, walking with my friends. Sometimes I go to the theatre or concerts. I like watching TV, reading books, dancing and singing. I like to travel to a lot of new places. Have collected some antique materials in the past. How's your day? Annie, of course, couldn't resist asking him about one of those hobbies. What kind of concerts do you go to? The last concert I went to was in Tupelo, MS, and it was Casting Crowns and the group We the Kingdom. I saw Phantom of the Opera in Nashville a long time ago, and Cats in Memphis. I saw the Lipizzana, which you can't spell horse, in Tupelo once too. What about you? Those aren't concerts, are they? Those are theatre shows. I assume you do know the difference. Or did you just copy and paste a list of random hobbies without even understanding what it says? They are concert. That's what we call it here in the United States. Have you ever been USA? What do you mean by copy and paste? You always seem to know it all. Life is not really like that. Copy, Annie informed him, equals using text that someone else has written, usually with tap and hold. Paste equals using that same text in your own post, usually with tap and paste. Yes, I have been to the USA, and they call those shows. You always seem to know nothing at all. Sadly, your life is really like that. Where in USA have you been to? He asked. I know lots of things if you can give me a chance, and I'm not copying anybody's words, Annie, he said, having resorted to ChatGPT. Florida and Alaska. If you aren't copying and pasting, then you should know what a concert is, since you said it, and know the difference between a concert and a theatre show. Oh, and those horses giving a concert in Tupelo, what instruments were they playing? Have you been to Rolling Loud Festival, Electric Daisy Carnival, and Austin City Limits? He said. Come on, do those sound like my kind of concerts, mate? Where in Florida and Alaska? They play a variety of instruments, he said, in reply to her asking what the horses played. Like guitars, drums, keyboard, and sometimes even brass instruments like trumpets or saxophones. No, said Annie, in reply to him quoting those festivals, not my kind of music. A cruise to Alaska and also the Florida Keys with a friend many years ago. And in reply to him telling her which instruments the horses played, she said, that's so amazing. How much training does it take to teach a horse to play guitar? How do they manage to stop the strings for the chords? What, the kind of your music? He asked. Oh, sounds good. Annie, you ask so many questions. I think musicians use their fingers to press down on the strings against the frets. This changes the length of vibrating portion of the strings, altering the pitch and creating different chords. How do you feel about me? Yeah, I know how you play guitar, said Annie. I asked you how those horses you saw playing instruments managed to play guitar. Probably best if I don't use foul language, she said, and in reply to him asking what kind of music she liked. She said, I like classical music and folk music. Sounds good. I feel great about you. I would love to get more acquainted with you. I feel there's a great connection between us. Do you feel the same? I'd love you to tell me how those horses you saw played the guitar. Oh yes, a great connection. Just not sure what kind it is. LOL, said our man, who finally realised what he'd said. I was just teasing you, Annie. How was your day? Hysterically funny, not, she said. Better until you started typing tripe bollocks. Okay. I just want a woman who would be my best friend and everything. You know, someone whom we would still love and care for each other more as the days pass by, even when we can't make love anymore, and all we could do is play bingo and ping pong. LOL. I want to be treated just like you, and just like everyone else wants to be treated, with respect and kindness. Speak for yourself, said Annie. I have no intention of playing bingo and ping-pong. Respect is earned, and difficult to give to someone who thinks horses play instruments, but a girl can try. No guarantee she'll succeed. Yes! Respect and trust is earned. You should know I was only teasing you. Horses don't play instruments. How was your night? Dreadful, said Annie. We had 3 thunderstorms, and I had 2 bouts of pneumonia. How was your night? My night was awesome. I just work not quite long. What are your plans today, Annie? I don't know what I just work not quite long means. Sounds like a rather random collection of words. I'm washing and cleaning this morning, and then I'll be working a 4-hour shift this afternoon. What are your plans? And because she'd mistyped above, she added, whoops, random collection of words, not works, but we know you're good at typing meaningless drivel in the hope it might mean something. It doesn't work like that, though. I'm so sorry, Annie. I'm just getting back to you. I've been so busy with work. I got an email from one of my workers yesterday. He summoned me to come and do some inspection on the land we're surveying, so I had to go. I miss talking to you so much, dear. I hope you had a pleasant night rest. Do you miss me? Oh, yes, dreadfully, like a large hole in my head. Oh, that's so sweet of you, said Anne. You're so much on mind. What are you doing, Annie? Do you believe in God? I'm climbing backwards up the chimney. No. LOL, he said. Okay, there's something bothering my mind I'd like to tell you, Annie. I'm sure you can guess what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. What's that? I've been thinking about you so much, but I don't really know how you'll feel if I should tell you, and you might probably think maybe it's too soon. I have liked you so very much, and I have feelings for you. Good morning, Annie. How are you doing? Hello, I literally just finished work. Only just read your message from yesterday. I don't know what to say. How was work? And I hope it's not stressful. Oh, another man who's obsessed with my stress levels. Do you think work should just be easy and relaxing? I really meant what I told you, and I really feel connected to you. Okay. Who? He said, in reply to her saying another man who's obsessed with my stress levels. Do you feel the same about me? You, she said. Will you give me a chance to step into your heart? Do you think work should just be easy, relaxing, and pay well? You can try. No, I don't think that. Can you please download Telegram? It's secure and private. We can talk better there whenever I'm not online on Facebook. No, said Annie, I hate Telegram. What other app do you like besides Facebook? What's wrong with Facebook? It's not every time I'm always online on Facebook, but with Telegram, whenever you message me, the notifications can easily pop up, and I'll talk to you. I don't use Telegram. I sometimes use Google. Okay, can you give me your Gmail so I can add you up? And so she did, and of course they moved to Google. And over on Google they said hello to each other. I'm good, dear, he said. How's your night? Good morning. I'm happy I got in contact with you. I would really like to know more about you. I feel destiny unite us together. What time do you normally get back from work? I'm just on my break. I work different shifts most days. I should be home by 4 p.m. today. Okay, dear, I'm just getting ready for work. I should be home by 6 p.m. Can you send me your pictures? I miss seeing your beautiful face. My picture's on Facebook, said Annie. Yes, I know. I mean like a selfie, he said, sending her a photograph of a man. I hope you like my look, he added underneath, as scammers often do. Don't you like my photo on Facebook? Asked Annie. Or are you one of those scammers who demand selfies in case their potential victim is as fake as they are? Yes, I do like your photo. You should know I'm not a scammer. With our conversations and everything we've talked about. I don't send photos online to anyone that I haven't met in person. Ever, said Annie. Okay, I do understand you, Annie. Do you have feelings for me? How do you really feel about me? Oh, probably best if she doesn't tell you, pal. I don't know. I hardly know you. I'd need to meet you. I'd really like to meet you too. Will you give me a chance to step into your heart? I really have feelings for you, and I feel connected to you. Like I said, I'd have to meet you to know that. Can you come to England? Yes, I can come to England. Have you ever dated online before? Oh, yes, loads of times, said Annie. How was it? What are your experiences? Terrible, she said. They all start by telling me silly stories about what they do, even when it's obvious they have no idea what they're talking about, then sound hurt and upset when I realise they're telling lies. Oh, wait, that's why I need to meet you. That's pretty bad. I hate it when people lie or try to deceive me, he said. Yeah, so do I. Sadly, of course, that's exactly what you did, which is why we need to meet. I'm sorry about your past, but I'm not like that at all. I'm a very honest, sincere man. Yes, I'd love to meet you too. I'm just telling you how I feel about you. When do you think you'll be able to come? She asked. You're so beautiful, and I have deep feelings for you. You'd have to fly to Heathrow or Gatwick and then come on the train to Tisbury. I would let you know, because I want to travel to the United Arab Emirates on Monday. There's a land I need to go and survey with my workers. Once I get there on Monday, I'll let you know. And if the person that you're talking to repeatedly tells you about their boys or their workers, then it's almost certain that you're talking to a scammer. Okay, said Annie. They want to build a big estate on the land. I'm sure there are lots of flights from UAE. Will you wait for me, dear? Please wish me good luck. Wait for you? And what Annie meant to say next was, I'm not in UAE. I'm sure you can book a taxi to meet you at the airport. We already booked the ticket to UAE. Already, he said. That's good. Are you going with colleagues? Yes, I'm going with my colleagues. Where will you be in the UAE? Palm Jumeirah, he said. I'll have to look that up on a map, said Annie. I did, and I'm sure you already know. It's one of those artificial palm-shaped islands. Okay, please do. I want to be with you. Will you like to get married again? I might do. Okay, I really want to trust and believe you with the whole of my heart. I beg your pardon, it was you that was telling lies, not me. I didn't tell lies. I just wanted to impress you so you can be sure I'm the right man for you. Excuse me? All that rubbish that you admitted were lies? Yes, you admitted lying about being an electrical engineer and a surveyor. I'm a land surveyor, he said. You see, that's exactly what I need to meet you, because you're still trying to pretend you didn't lie when you know you did. You admitted you did, and I know you did. I only wanted to impress you by telling you I'm an electrical engineer. It was a lie, end of story, said Annie. So I'm sorry. Do you forgive me, sweetheart? No, I don't, because you keep persisting in telling me that you didn't lie when we both know that you did. It's why we have to meet. I said I lied, being an electrical engineer. It was only because I wanted to impress you. I'm a land surveyor. Yes, I know you're a land surveyor. You keep telling me. Yes, please forgive me. I was thinking you're like those women that love being impressed by men. Oh, you think women like being lied to? Yet you told me I really want to trust and believe you with the whole of my heart. No, he said. So you think a woman should be believable and trustworthy, but a man can talk any old lying bullshit so long as it sounds impressive. No, I didn't believe that. I just want you to forgive me now that I've already told you the truth. You might want that, but I already said I won't unless we can meet and I can see what you're really like. Will Annie forgive him? To find out, you're going to have to watch episode 2. Hope you enjoyed episode 1. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in episode 2.